Good morning, Pilipinas. Welcome to our The Teacher Voice. This is just an hour show that gives teachers the opportunity to talk on air about their unforgettable journey, their thrilling adventures, to share their splendid wisdom, and to inspire and give hope to our listeners and viewers. This show airs by the Philippine Las Vegas radio station, located in the heart of Las Vegas, every Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific Time and 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And in the Philippines, it's 9 in the morning of Sunday. I am Teacher Judy, your host, and my co-hosts are Tita Pacita from New York City.
Hello.
And Tita Josie Harrison from
Hi.
Las Vegas. Okay, so good morning, Philippines. Good evening to New York there. And good afternoon to Tita Josie and to myself here too. And then today we are going to have awesome, I would say awesome young, incredible young guy. And that would be wonderful that we can also hear the story of this man, the journey as, an ordinary teacher and then became now the principal of one of the very well-known school there in Cebu City. But before we will do that, Tita Pacita and Tita Josie, I would like to invite you to greet our viewers, our teachers out there.
Go ahead, Pacita.
Okay, thank you. Let me begin. Okay. Good morning, good evening, and a good day to everybody all over the world, sa aming mga listeners, audience. We hope you are doing well, you're doing all right. And for the teachers, just hang in there and everything will be fine. Because we know how hard working you are, how persevering you are, and how dedicated you are to your students and to your entire career. Magandang hapon sa inyo.
Yeah, at ako naman po ay ang sarap magtagalog I feel it. Talagang Pilipinang-Pilipina ako ngayong gabi. Anyways, magandang umaga sa lahat ng ating mga kababayan sa Pilipinas. Dito po sa amin sa Las Vegas, umuulan sandali, tapos mainit na naman. At least wala po kaming bagyo. Pero nakikiramay kami sa lahat ng ating kababayan na nakaka-experience ng mga baha at saka mga ewan ko kung marami nang namatay or something, which I hope wala sana.
Wala naman.
Pero, maraming salamat sa pagsubaybay ninyo sa aming programa. We are always here to assist all the teachers for any information that you need. We are here for you. Thank you.
Yes, and also good afternoon here. I'm in Santiago right now, and the weather is very, very good right now in here. And how I wish I will be staying more in here, but it's impossible for me to stay and then live there, New York City. And Tita Pacita, as what she said, and Tita Josie, we would like to greet our teachers all around the world, wherever you are. This is a show that you are invited to join with us, and we want to invite you also to share your journey as a teacher. Maybe you are an administrator in there. Please, I have my account in there, Tita Josie and Tita Pacita. Please give us a text and then tell us about your story, and we're going to invite you here. So thank you very much, and I would like to invite Tita Josie now and Tita Pacita to read the bio note of our interviewee.
Okay, thank you very much. We have a very special guest for tonight. And before we interview or before we introduce him to you, we would like to share with you all the accomplishment that this special guest we have tonight have accomplished. Mr. Raul Fernando Ballesteros, known to his students as Teacher Rafi or Tito Rafi, is a math and economics teacher since 2004. After earning his Bachelor of Arts degree, major in economics with auxiliary units in education at the Ateneo de Manila University, he decided to teach at the University of St. La Salle Integrated School, his grade school and high school alma mater.
And to continue, his 13-year stint as a Lasallian educator has afforded himself many opportunities to grow and develop holistically. Aside from being a homeroom advisor, club moderator, and classroom teacher, he also served as the student affairs moderator of the grade school and the faculty club president for 3 years. He has been a teacher trainer for Rex Bookstore since 2016 and a trainer writer for the Private Education Assistance Commissions since 2012. He was a consistent meritorious awardee, a 3-time recipient of the Most Outstanding Administrator, Mentor, and Staff Award for the grade school faculty category, and also awarded one of the most inspiring teachers of the Philippines in 2016, given by the Saseda Youth Lead.
Last, in 2019, he earned his master's degree in education, major in mathematics at the University of St. La Salle. Currently, he is finishing his doctorate degree in educational leadership at the National Teachers College. Since 2017, he is the principal of St. Benedict Childhood Education. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our privilege to introduce to you Mr. Raul Fernando Ballesteros. Good evening, sir.
Hey.
Welcome.
Good morning, Rafi. Good morning there.
Welcome.
Good afternoon and good evening to all the listeners into this show. It is really an honor and privilege to be given the chance to share with you my journey as an educator. And I look forward to an hour of productive conversation.
Yeah,
Love you.
that's right.
Maraming salamat.
Yeah.
It's really a very good opportunity.
Yes. I'm so excited. The
Yeah.
first time I met this guy, that was maybe 5 years ago, because the mother were very good with the mother. And there in New York City. So I met him in New York City. So Rafi, I am very, very, Tita Judy is very happy to see your progress and your successes. And it's our pleasure na you are here right now. So, mayroon kaming mga exciting questions that we want to know. Na you are, we know that you are very successful. So, Tita Pacita will ask you first.
Oh, okay. Now, you have a very page. You have a very impressive resume. You know, you're young and yet you have done quite a lot in your career as a teacher, this time you are an administrator. Okay. Could you please tell us about your school and what your school's mission and vision is? I know La Salle is one of the better schools in the Philippines. Please tell us about your school.
Okay, St. Benedict Childhood Education Center grew as a preschool in Cebu City. We are now on our 54th year. So through the passion and dedication of our foundress, Miss Lydia Cabatingan Ibanez, she started a preschool in her own home until it was relocated at the Redemptorist campus. No, in 2013 rather, we relocated. We moved to our permanent home at F. Cabahog Street. For this school year, we're already opening senior high school. So we have grown as a school, a Benedictine school, no, and we are always guided by our motto, Ora et Labora. Definitely with the pandemic, no, that motto was further enhanced, no, to also capture, no, the essence of or the call of the time. So aside from Ora et Labora, we now adopt also another motto which we call across platforms beyond borders. Okay, so during this pandemic, we were able to open our school to students who are residing even in the US, in Japan, in Dubai. Okay?
Wow.
They're currently enrolled with us already.
So you have a virtual kind of education nowadays, having those students from foreign countries. How does that work?
We launched our flexible learning experience program last 2020. It's a full online program that blends both synchronous and asynchronous modes of learning. Mm-hmm. So practically, we have linked our students into digital communities. We are really having our regular classes every day from Monday to Friday, only in the morning. In the afternoon, the students go back every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for formation classes. But we end our days at 1:40. So technically, it's shorter because we also have to limit the screen time of our students. But it doesn't mean that shorter means less, because we have also streamlined our curriculum to make sure that we will only deliver the most essential learning competencies.
Ano yung formation classes na binanggit mo? What is a formation class?
Yeah, quality Benedictine education has always been equated with education of the mind, the heart, and the hands. So we always feel that during this pandemic, we really have to cater to the holistic formation of our students. Therefore, we have launched several formation programs every afternoon in the form of counseling sessions, mentoring sessions with the students. We also have our class masses, our community and First Friday masses. We also have our enrichment programs, our remedial programs that would cater to the various needs of our students as they actually live in this new normal.
Wow, that's very impressive. You know, ngayon lang ako nakarinig ng elementary and high school that enrolls
catering to such kind of program.
Students from other places kasi virtual, Alam ko lang yung higher learning education ang merong talaga totally online. Pero kayo meron din pala. I am very impressed. I am. Thank you.
Yes.
Actually, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Tita. Yes, Rafi?
We decided to open our doors to Filipino students who are residing in other countries because we believe that this is one opportunity that this pandemic has also accorded us to break borders and allow our Filipino students abroad to avail of quality Benedictine education from the comforts of their own homes.
Thank you.
Wow, that's so cool. I love it. This is what I am very impressed about in reading the bio of Rafi. Rex Bookstore. It is known in the Philippines, very well known. Tell us what are the trainings in there? What do you train? What subject? And as a writer also, not just only it is not only this training, but I know you are also a writer of mathematics books. Can you please tell us about this?
In 2012, my former employer, the University of St. Lasal Integrated School, has accorded me with the opportunity to join the Private Education Assistance Committee to become a module writer and trainer for mathematics for junior high school. So basically, before the rollout of the K-12, in preparation for that rollout, we were already writing modules for those schools who will be going into the online junior high school program. Those modules are being utilized by teachers whose schools are considered ESC schools. And every summer, we get to train teachers around the Philippines with regards to the rollout of the standards-based curriculum, how to assess, how to design, how to facilitate learning. It is also in that aspect that in 2016, I was approached by an agent of Rex Bookstore to become a trainer for the publishing company. So in Rex Bookstore, we train teachers on the whole child approach, no, and on 21st century teaching strategies. No. Unfortunately, it had to stop when the pandemic happened. So our trainings now would happen online. No? So by invitation, by the different schools when they are having their in-service training. So that training, of course, caters to different topics, no, in education, from curriculum design to assessments to facilitating instruction, so on and so forth.
Okay, tell us about this. So when we say you are a writer, a trainer of private whatever assistance, that you mentioned, how many schools, private schools, that are part of this organization?
I think almost all, no, private schools in the Philippines, no, are considered as ESC schools. So usually in a region, for math alone, we would train about 300 to 400 teachers, no, per region. Okay, but that does not, of course, comprise all the teachers, because the schools will only be allowed to send only one teacher per subject area. So that's really a very big number, no, and it's also a very good opportunity because at least we can impart also our knowledge and expertise to a lot of teachers around the Philippines.
Wow, this is so cool.
The training takes place every summer, okay, before the opening of the school year.
All right. Thank you. Tita Josie?
Yes, Mr. Ballesteros, you mentioned that almost all of the teachings that you are providing the students are, it sounds like it's being monitored or it is in a program per se. Right here in the United States, we have problems. We call it CRT, which is critical race theory. And apparently some teachers are, I think, unmanaged by the higher ups. We're able to provide some books of different topics or what have you. In essence, they are diverting from what is supposed to be the subjects and curriculum to be taught to the students. In the Philippines, is it really a very strict, how will I say that? Your teachers, they are not supposed to divert from whatever is given to them to teach the students. Is it really being monitored by the principal or the higher ups in the education lineup?
Okay, supervision is a very important function of every school leader. And as school leaders, we have to always take on the role of being an instructional leader. No? This is also one thing that principals tend to forget, no? That they should be on top of curriculum management. So here in the Philippines, DepEd provides us with a curriculum guide. However, our school needs to create our own curriculum because that curriculum guide does not capture, no, the vision, mission, and objectives of the school. No? So we monitor the teaching learning experience through classroom observations with the documents that the teachers submit to us, that despite the presence of the school curriculum, teachers plan or design their own instructional activities and learning experiences, and we monitor them on a weekly basis. No? Although it has become extra challenging for us, no, during this time of the pandemic, but we have set up a mechanism in such a way that we monitor really what the teachers are teaching. While we have our own curriculum, we also respect that our teachers are also creative people. No? So we allow them to express their own creativity, provided, of course, no, that they are guided by certain parameters.
I see.
Okay,
one more
yes.
question. Right now, you are stationed where? Where are you
I am in Bacolod right now. So I'm here because I just had my second dose of the vaccine. So I'm going back to Cebu anytime, usually in a month. I stay in Cebu for 3 months and then go home to Bacolod for a month. No, travel has really been very difficult during this time. Unlike when before the pandemic, when I could go home to Bacolod for the weekend twice a month. So for now, no, I'm managing the school remotely with a well-established school management system and a learning management system. We are able to observe our teachers anytime, anywhere.
That's good. That's good to know. Thank you.
Sure. Okay, thank you. Tita Pasit?
What is the Saseda Youth Lead? I'm curious.
Yeah, the Saseda Youth Lead is an organization that was set up by Mr. Dave Saseda in Dumaguete. It's actually a school for future leaders. And what it does is it conducts training to students and teachers every summer about leadership. So when I was in LaSalle Bacolod was a partner of this particular institution. So I really saw the significant contributions of the training to the development of our students. That is why when I became principal of St. Benedict, we also partnered with the organization because I believe that the trainings that they give will really be a big help, no, in the holistic formation, not only of our students, but of our faculty as well. So it also has an international leg where students are brought to Singapore, no, any Asian country, and they are, benchmarking with schools, taking the opportunity to be trained, by professors from other universities around Asia.
You said this is a school. Saseda is a school, right?
A school.
Yeah. And I'm curious, what is its, is it a school for higher education only, or does it begin with basic education too?
It's only for high school, junior high school only.
Only?
Yeah,
okay.
Only junior high school.
Okay.
And they only have a few students, actually.
It's a private school, I suppose, correct?
Yes, it's a private school.
Okay. That's very good. Okay, go ahead, Jody.
Okay, thank you very much, Tita Pasit. I remember, Rafi, that you went here in America to attend a seminar on, for educators. And then tell us about that. I don't know what year was that, but what seminar was that, or conference? It's a conference of American something. Can you tell us about that?
In 2014, through my engagement with the Private Education Assistance Committee, I was given a scholarship to attend a seminar in California, sponsored by the ASCD, the Association for Supervision and Curriculum Development. It's a gathering of educators around the world. It was a 3-day conference that brought us together, It also allowed us to share, to choose, the sessions that we will be attending. So more or less, I was able to attend sessions related to the teaching of math and the use of the understanding by design framework. So it was a very enlightening conference, and I thank the PAC for giving me such an opportunity to also attend lectures given by educators around the world, on various topics related to the teaching of math.
That's so cool. Yes, Tita Josie?
Well, I'm just amazed that almost all of our guests, that we have interviewed are all masters in math, and they love math. I don't. But every time I read, I said, "Oh, another genius of math." I am really amazed that a lot of Filipinos are really good at math, and I was not good in math, but I work as a bank manager for 27 years. I don't know how I did it. I always have a calculator. My question for you, Mr. Ballesteros, is: do you have, like students with special
needs,
special needs, should I say? Do you have that in your school? Or
In mathematics?
no. In general.
In general.
No.
In general.
In
Okay.
education. Do you have, like here in the United States, we have a lot of students that has autism.
Special education.
Yeah. Do you
In
have
your
that?
school, yes, Rafi, and how you deal with them.
When I used to teach in La Salle Bacolod, no, La Salle Bacolod put up what they call Angel Center de La Salle. So it accepts children with special needs, and they are given, of course, they stay in that center, and if they are ready to join the big class, no, they are being mainstreamed, provided that they have a shadow teacher with them. No? So having those students in my class also allowed me, no, to really try my best, no, to cater to their needs as well, no. We are making sure that our education becomes very inclusive, no. In Saint Benedict, we also have children with special needs, no, and mind you, they are very excellent students, provided that the parents really cooperate with the school, no, in making sure that we follow through on their development, and they are also guided every step of the way. You know, children with special needs are very talented. No? When given the right support, they can really excel, and they can really survive, no, and cope with the demands of that are given also to regular students.
So what you're saying is that, Rafi, they, in your, like as what you said in La Salle, they're in Bacolod, are they mixed in a regular student?
For certain subjects, if they are ready, they are mainstreamed with regular students for certain subjects only, provided they have their shadow teachers. For the other, if they are not mainstreamed in those big classes, they stay at the center.
Okay. But do they have a separate module or curriculum set for them?
They do have, no, but for the other subjects, like for math, they follow our own curriculum.
I have a question. You know, okay, I'm not comparing the US and the Philippine education. I'm curious, you know. Dito kasi sa US, there is rigorous testing. Kapag ang bata ay suspected na special needs student siya, they go through a rigorous testing to really classify them para mabigyan sila ng appropriate remediation sa classroom. So we have special teachers and specialists who do the classification. So that this child is placed in this and in that, wherever they should be. And then they're given the special teachers that they need. Sa Philippines ba ngayon, kasi nung andyan pa ako, matagal lang yung panahon yun, parang wala tayo, yung ating DepEd, wala talaga silang program to classify the students that come in. Kasi sa atin minsan, kapag yung sabi na, bobo kasi yan eh. Right away, gano'n na ang tawag sa kanya. Meron na siyang classification, bobo yan, kaya ganito, gano'n. When in fact, actually, itong mga batang ito, ay hindi naman sila bobo, kundi they just have the special needs. Meron na ba tayo dyan sa, education ng classification para ma-identify kung ano ang needs ng isang bata?
Well, that has really been a problem of every school, no? Where students
They're in the Philippines,
Yeah.
here in the Philippines with special needs, no, have been enrolled. So in our own school, we set up an educational support office. No? So this is, of course, headed by a coordinator who will assist teachers, no, who are having problems with children whose needs have not yet, who are not yet, let's say, classified as
Classified, right.
needs. And what the coordinator does is she observes the class, and after the observation, she makes a report and conducts a conference with the parents.
Correct.
So that we can already identify, ways in which we can assist these children
That's right.
on how they can continue with us, but at the same time, they are also guided by professionals, no, who could also help us, no, deal with them with regards to there being students in our school, no. So, and mind you, as what I have mentioned, if the parents are very supportive, no, the school will not have really any problems dealing with such kind of children. No, and we have seen that for ourselves. No, these students have become successful, have become independent, despite the needs that they, special needs that they have.
Very good. So you're saying na yung you have teachers who are teachers of special education. Do you have them now?
We do have in our school.
Very good. Very, very good.
I have a question on that, Mr. Ballesteros. Do we have in the Philippines? Do you have a program whereby the government, afford them with a certain financial support, something like that? If they are qualified as indeed a children of needs, do we have a program, like maybe, let's say an example, 1,000 tuition fee, the government will give you like 250 or 300. Is there such a thing in the Philippines? No.
There's none that I know of.
No, walang pera. Walang pera.
Okay.
Lagi. Walang
That's
pera.
true. But alam mo, I have a question, Rafi. Of course, you started your journey as a teacher back home in LaSalle, right? For how many years, yun? How many years?
13 years.
13 years. That's a lot of years.
Bata pa
So,
siya.
I know. And then this Cebu invited you, if you will accept the administrative function as a principal. Can you tell us your journey, the difference of being a teacher and an administrator? What are some of the benefits of your time, your association with teachers, your friends? Is there or are there some difference of being a teacher and administrator?
Well, there are a lot of differences.
Of course.
And I can say that the benefits...
Ano yun?
Yeah, the benefits still outweigh the cost as of this point. No, being a teacher for 13 years allowed me, of course, to make a difference in the lives of the children entrusted to my care. No, when I go home, you only think about the problems you have in the classroom, the papers that you need to check. So LaSalle was my comfort zone for 13 years. That's why when this opportunity came, I grabbed it because I know that it will allow me to grow professionally and allow me to make a difference to the larger community, not just to the students entrusted to my care. Well, there are a lot of changes practically, aside from the fact that I am away from my family. Running a school is like, running your own household. You have to manage everyone else and everything else, and you wear many hats, from being canteen manager, to being the disciplinarian, to being the guidance counselor for your staff, to being the partner of your parents, and if there is one big difference, that I can point out, if you compare, my role as a teacher and as an administrator, is that probably the scope has become bigger. This time I am dealing with parents, administrators, many stakeholders, even our partners. And but what is better with my job now is that St. Benedict is a small school. We practically know one another, so you really experience that we're one family helping one another grow, and it's really fulfilling to see that the school has grown through the years. It's a different kind of fulfillment that you cannot actually experience when you are just a classroom teacher.
Okay.
So
wow, that's so nice.
It's really God's blessing that I am here, because I am able to make changes that only a community can do. It's not all about me at the end of the day. It's about the people who work hard and who are very cooperative and supportive of my leadership that have made Saint Benedict the school that it is today.
Very
Wow.
good.
But I can see in you, you are so young. You're a very, very young principal. Um, as a young guy, your vision is very active. You're passionate with the vision, and I see that you are very appreciative. And it is not a leader that you will say I. You really, at the end of the day, as what you said, is not about you. It's all about the community of that school, and I'm very impressed about that.
At 34, I became principal at the age of 34, no?
Oh
Young
my
as I was
gosh.
then, but I could truly say that LaSalle Bacolod prepared me for such a challenge, no? Because LaSalle trained me well. It has given me the opportunities, no? From professional development to all the trainings and the seminars, with all the roles that I was able to perform. LaSalle prepared me well for this, no? And of course, I am very appreciative to my alma mater, no, for making sure, no, that wherever I go, I will be able to make a difference in the lives of other people.
I have a
Wow.
question. Yeah. Okay. You know, it looks like to me you're very, like Judilyn had said, you're very passionate about your work. Now, do you see yourself as an innovator too? If you will be allowed to innovate as a principal in your school, what do you think you would like to see your school? What do you think would you like your school to be doing in, like, say, 5 years or so from now?
If there is one thing that I am very thankful of in St. Benedict is that I am given full trust and confidence by the board of trustees and by my president. And
Very
that
good.
is also the same trust and confidence that I pass on to the teachers and staff under my care. No? And I have noticed that the moment your teachers and staff feel that they are trusted, they do more.
Of
So
course.
when I became principal, I always believed that I need to innovate. No, I will not have to just simply be contented on what school is now, but I should be looking forward to be able to make the school advance in many aspects, be it in curriculum, in faculty, in physical plant, and years from now, I'd like to see Saint Benedict growing not only in population but of course being a premier school in Cebu City that offers quality and accessible Christian education, no, from preschool all the way to senior high. Now, we just started our junior high school in 2015 with only 7 students.
Wow.
Now we have 190.
Oh my
This
goodness.
year, we're starting senior high school with only 7. But as I always tell our president, we just have to start somewhere else.
Correct.
Because if we don't start, we will not know where we will be heading towards. So baby steps, because I know that God, of course, through the intercession of our patron saint, will always guide us every step of the way, knowing that this is for the future generation of this country.
So, what are some of the notable activities that you have your students engage in? For them
Okay.
to grow some more, to develop some more, not just academically, but in other areas too.
My training in LaSalle Bacolod as Student Affairs Council Moderator for my last 3 years has really allowed me or accorded me with the opportunity to really make sure that student development program and the teacher development program in the school should be given priority. So when I came into St. Ben, I really made sure that our teachers are continually trained and that our students are also holistically trained. So before the pandemic, we launched our field trips, no, to different places around the Philippines because I'm a believer that learning occurs beyond the four walls in the classroom. We started our after-school program or enrichment classes every Saturday and every Friday afternoon. We offered Chinese, gymnastics, taekwondo, volleyball, basketball, harness, dance, ballet, no, hip-hop.
Very good. Very good.
Robotics.
Ay, Tita Josie, pwede tayo doon sa school ni Rafi.
And even during this pandemic, we have sustained that kind of offering. No, we also started our enriched formation classes. Now, aside from the usual formation classes that they receive in the classroom, the school was able to start a campus ministry office that takes care of the spiritual needs of our children. We started with we have our own chapel already. We have our class masses, our confessions, our recollections, all of the formation programs that we believe really contribute to the development of our students. Of course, at the side, of course, is physical plant development because these programs will also not be successful if you don't have the facilities.
Of course, no.
Wow. So, yeah, what are the differences having public schools, right? Public schools compared to private schools, especially in your school, that you have this spiritual curriculum, as I would say. Ano kaya ang difference of the development of children who are studying in public school compare to the school that you are administering right now?
You don't compare.
Okay, what I can really say is what makes St. Benedict different is that our development is really holistic. Now, we don't only develop what the mind can absorb, what the hands can do, but actually what the heart can feel and what you can do about it, no, in your community. Another thing is that we claim to deliver personalized learning because our class sizes are very small, no? So we only have about 16 to 20 students in the elementary.
Very good.
And 20 to 27 students in junior high school.
Excellent.
And I believe, no, when, coming from a school with 40 to 50 students in a classroom, class size really matters.
Yes.
My first set of students in St. Ben, they were only 8. And mind you, during drills and exercises in math, all of them were given the opportunity to showcase their talents and to receive feedback, purposeful feedback from me, which you cannot do in a class of 40.
Right. Right.
That's true. Very true. Very
True.
You know, in your activities with the students, you say you started doing this on Saturdays, doing some sports and what have you. When I was working as a bank manager, the Wells Fargo had a program for the managers of the bank or the officers of the bank to get engaged with the students. So what we'll do is we will go to a school and we will explain to them what is the meaning of the bank, what is a bank or what have you. We found that is very, very interesting for the students because they really were asking questions as to what we do as managers. Why do you have to have managers in the bank? And it sprang on different topics of the banking industry. And that is from the part of the managers. That is more of our community affiliation. And do you have something like that maybe you can go to a place and explain to your students, this is what an accountant do, or this is what a lawyer do, or something like that, like a connection to the public?
Yeah, part of our career development program in junior high school is we invite our former graduates to give a talk to our students on their journey as a Benedictine in the real world. No? Aside from that, when we launched our field trips, we also accorded our students with the opportunity to learn to visit industries, to learn from the experiences of other people, to learn the culture of a certain city or region. No, sad to say, the pandemic happened, but we are trying to sustain that program by hosting monthly webinars about that cater, or that talk about certain issues, that are important in the development of our students. So last year we sponsored webinars on anti-bullying. We also had mental health. We also had department-sponsored webinars that talk about topics in science, in math, in social studies, so on and so forth.
Do you also have a program whereby, like for students that are graduating, should I say, like fourth year high school, do you have a program whereby they would like to ask you some things about a particular position that they want to be in their life, like if they want to be an accountant or a sales girl, can they go to you and ask you, what does a sales girl do? What are the responsibilities? Do you prepare them for whatever, future job they are in?
The real world.
Right.
Through the performance tasks that we give, we also train our students to take on real world roles.
That's it, yeah.
And I think that's very important in preparing them for the challenges after high school. So we always make sure that we also integrate social issues into the curriculum. And every lesson will always target on specific values that they need also to imbibe.
Wow. Yeah. This is so cool. Yes, Tita.
Yeah. As a follow-up, to Josie's suggestions, in the school where I retired from, dito sa US yun, we are from K to 8. It's a K to 8 school, Grade 8 is like junior high dyan sa Pilipinas. Okay. Now, what we did then is yung mga grade 7 and grade 8 students, once in a while, they would listen to, the school invites mga parents or neighbors or anyone who has been a something. Like, for example, one time I was invited to talk to the children about how it was to be a teacher, how it is, the things that they need to prepare. And other career people are invited to give a talk to the children to show them the real world, like Josie had said. So probably you're doing that too.
Yes, and I'm sure that that kind or that activity will really matter. That is something that students will actually remember.
Yeah,
they may forget actually the lessons that you teach, but the experiences, that the activities will be remembered,
Yes. Yes. Forever.
Yes. Okay, we have 10 minutes more left, and I just want to have one question to Rafi. Rafi, how many teachers you have?
I handle about 53 teachers.
Okay.
In the school.
All right. So, in your 53 teachers, what are some of the things that you think they need improvement in their teaching, in their curriculum design, whatever topics you think that they need for improvement?
Well, as of now, this is the problem of every educator, not only in
your school, yeah.
Benedict, but we really need more training on seamless integration of technology and the use of appropriate technological tools to advance instruction. We know for a fact that online learning will be part and parcel of the future of education. There is no going back to the traditional way. So online learning will be part of it all. So we just have to really learn to unlearn even the best practices of yesteryears. We have to move forward, and we have to be digital natives at this point. So if there is one thing that we need more training on, I think that is on the effective use of technology to advance instruction. The teachers, through their experiences, already have mastered the content. But it's more on delivering it using appropriate technological tools. That is, of course, posing a challenge on all of us.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm asking this. It is because that here the PHLV, the teacher voice is here, guys, to help you out on that matter. If you need like a seminar on the improvement of teachers in their back home, we are here, as what Tita Josie a while ago mentioned, that the show is here to help you guys. So if you need Rafi, we are just here, Tita Paset. We have a lot of connections in here, and all our, I would say, the interviewees that we have here or we had are willing to help Filipinos in their teachers. And Rafi, I want to ask you the last message that you can tell the watchers here. Listeners, right?
Well, to all the educators around the world, so we are living in a time of uncertainty. Everything is difficult as of now, so we just have to learn to manage change, to seek help from one another, and of course to continue to ask the guidance and inspiration of the Lord. Teaching, as I would always say, is not hard work. It is heart work. So we are in this profession, in this ministry, because of our love for the children.
Yeah.
So no matter how hard the times may be, let us always bear in mind that we are training the future generation of this country and of this world. So we just have to do our best every day, despite all the limitations, the constraints, and the hardships that we're experiencing. Everything will pass later on. And when we look at ourselves years from now, for sure we will be very proud of what we have been doing.
Right.
Thank you. Yes, Tita. Now, I want to invite you to give us your quotes and then to inspire our listeners. Tita Pasit?
Okay, now this is from Nelson Mandela. You know, the struggle that he went through and then the success that he achieved, although he didn't really think of them as his success. Anyway, this is what he said, and I hope this will guide us and the teachers too. He said, I learned that courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it.
Right. True. I love that. Thank you, Tita. It's very true. Very true. Yeah. Tita Josie?
Okay. This one is directly from Facebook.
Okay.
No, I mean Google.
Okay.
But it is beautiful. It is beautiful. Mine says, watch your thoughts, for they become words. Watch your words, for they become actions. Watch your actions, for they become habits. Watch your habits, for they become character. Watch your character, for it becomes your destiny.
You.
True.
I love
it. Yeah. Excellent. Rafi, it's your turn. You have
my turn. Can you give me a minute? I will just look for that quote that I love to share.
Yes.
You may want to give yours first, Tita.
She's done.
Go ahead. No, you to the lead.
Me? Okay. This is it. But before I will have mine, I just want to say thank you also to my friend, the mother of Rafi, one of my best friends. They're in New York. Eden Ballesteros, you produced a son that we can be proud of, that you can be proud of.
That's true.
Rafi Ballesteros is one of guys that I know that and has an excellent mind. Not just mind, but the heart is there in education and more the kids in their spiritual upbringing. Thank you for that. Thank you, Rafi. And now mine is just very simple. I have this. Listen to this. Our life is worth nothing to us unless we use it for finishing the work assigned to us by the Lord Jesus. Rafi, it's yours.
Okay, thank you. I am always sharing this every time I train the teachers. And I always remind them about what Aristotle said. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all.
Perfect.
So
Absolutely.
it cannot just be dwelling on the cognitive. It has to be an interplay between cognitive, psychomotor, and more important, affective.
Exactly.
That will make the difference in the lives of the children.
Excellent.
Yes, exactly. I thought all the while that I am interviewing not just a teacher, this man can be a priest. Can be a
You don't
because I
know.
see
He
that
might.
the heart of Rafi is more on the spiritual upbringing for the kids also. And thank
Yes,
you for that,
because,
Rafi.
I would give credit to the training that I got both from La Salle, Ateneo, and St. Benedict.
I
It's
know
all-
this. Yes, they are all Christian schools. Yes, very nice.
Very good.
So, very good. Rafi, we are very proud of you. You are just only 30 something, and you have reached to that point of being an administrator, and not just an administrator and a leader, but a leader that has a heart, and that is, you are thinking of what is good for the children. So, thank you
Thank
very
you so
much.
It's a privilege to have been invited.
Oh,
speak
yeah.
for-
Salamat gid sa imo. Bisaya na ah.
Good luck
Yes.
sa iyo, Rafi. Good luck.
Salamat, ma'am.
Salamat. Thank you, Tita Postin,
Thank you.
Tita Josie,
Welcome.
and Rafi.
Thank
And
you.
Johan, thank you so much for
Thank
today.
you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Enjoy the rest of the week. Goodbye.